No.
With the defensive taking his face.
It's so trash.
I get a gather.
Oh.
I ain't gonna lie, I timed that shit, though. I definitely timed it.
Nah.
What you mean, nah, gang? What you mean, nah, gang? Chat, he's bugging. What is he talking about, nah? Oh, I don't have a Zen. This is my charger. You see right there, this is my charger, bro. No Zen, bro. I'm not plugged up, bro. I don't play like that, bro. Today I'll be showing you my 6'6" build that can play as a lockdown defender and run point guard, but if playing defense isn't a big part of your playstyle, I'll also be showing my first 6'6" build and a template 6'6" build that you can tweak to your liking to fit a more offensive playstyle. I'll also show my jump shot and Sigs in this video, but before we get into all of that, I want to show you guys gameplay of how good the build is. I'll be showing clips from the stage, ProAM 3v3, and 2 ranked ProAM 5v5 games where I dropped 30 points in the first game and then 40 points and 11 assists in the very next game. Now mind you, all of the clips that you're seeing are literally only from one stream, one live stream. If you go to my channel and you look at the live stream from November 19th 2023, you're gonna see all of these clips in this stream. Now I could have went on my way to put in clips from a week ago, 2-3 weeks ago, but I wanted to purposely only show you guys clips from this stream so you can understand how much of a viable and all-around build this is. Like, if I'm able to show you that this build can shoot, play defense, be a great playmaker, or just from one stream, then obviously the build has to be somewhat decent or good. Some of you watching this video probably don't even have 2K yet and are probably about to get it for Christmas or looking to get it later in 2024, so you might only be looking to make one build, maybe 2 at most, and don't want to spend too much money on VC. So you're probably looking for a viable build to use, and this build right here is like an all-around build you can use. You could use it on 2s, 3s, and the 5s. You can really use this build whether you want to be a point guard, shooting guard, or you want to be a lockdown defender for your team. Let's come back left. Thank you.
Box work.
If you know, you know. If you know. If you know.
I'm over.
You good. You
Gonna come back right. Yup, I knew it. I knew. Now, based off the stage clips and this clip right here, you can already tell like this build could play defense, and when you see the attributes, you're definitely gonna agree with me that this build can be used as a lock. But I really just want to show off the offense right here. You can see I'm doing my behind the backs, I'm fat stopping, moving around the court, and I'm getting my 3s up. Right here, this is the first game, mind you, that was like one of my first shots, and I'm adjusting to the jump shot timing. Next game I'm going for 40. Like, I could score 40. I just be awesome.
You going for 40?
And once you get takeover with a 6'6", it's like the other team's gonna have to really help off of you a lot, which is something you're gonna see me do like even in the second game. Like, me knowing that they're helping a lot more once I get hot, I'm able to like open up the floor for my teammates and start to get assists as well. You can see right here, double cross. I'm just doing a whole bunch of moves and I'm fading away with the player, bro. Like, I feel way too comfortable on this player, and if you get leak outs, they're not gonna be able to get contest on you from the side or behind you. And this build only has gold blinders and like a 92 3-ball, but the jump shot that I have on is such a big difference maker. Even right here, you can see I tell my teammate Keys cross. Right here, I get a step ahead and I'm shooting a dribble pull-up 3. A lot of people's not expecting you to shoot that right there, but with takeover, you can shoot shots like this with even much more confidence. The green window opens up so much more. Damn, I ain't gonna, I fried him. Hold on. Damn, I was moving like that. I'm not even gonna lie, chat. I was like low-key tired while playing this game. Like, I was playing on autopilot, to be honest. You see the crab right there? Nah, that's too tough, y'all. It's too tough. I'm telling you, if you want like one of the best builds in the game, make this build right here. I'm telling y'all that. As y'all can see, it's the 4th quarter with like 3 minutes left. I have 30 points, and we're just gonna go right into the next footage.
My controller broke.
My internet just came out.
Look, start it off right.
Oh my god. How you starting a game?
Even right here, off the rip, you could see how I'm starting the game off. Pull up right there, off the catch, green. Like, They like, damn, that's how you started the game. I'm gonna be honest, like, if you really lock in with this player, but two things. One, if you don't care about playing comp, you could definitely make this build. Like, this is one of those builds, like, you don't have to think too hard to like be effective with this player, because like on a short guard that's like 6'1", 6'2", you kind of have to pay attention a lot more, because one, you have to avoid the lock so that he doesn't rip you, and two, even when you beat him up the court, sometimes he's still able to get a contest just because of how short you are. So if you don't get enough space, they can still get a contest. But with a 6'6" and the T-Mac base, you're able to shoot certain shots that you can't shoot on another player. Oh my gosh, look at the dot. Hold on, I gotta run it back. I'm sorry, y'all. Are y'all seeing this though? I know I'm talking, but like, look at this. Behind the back, double crossover into the corner dot. This is what I'm talking about. With a 6'6", they gotta help so much. I mean, I gotta break it down. No, I gotta break it down for y'all. I don't think y'all really understanding. You feel me? The screen comes here, behind the back, double cross. I got the big step in. I avoid him with the crossover. Now the corner defender doesn't know whether to guard the corner me or the big man, and like that, he drops it to slip. He's running away from the shooting guard, and it's an open corner shot. Like, do y'all see what's going on? This build calls for all types of helps and coverages. I'm telling y'all. Right here, like, even right here, I'm gonna shoot right over him. Like, the contest is too late, y'all. There's not much you could do with a build. There's not much you could do against a build like this. Even right here, he doesn't even do nothing wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong. And I'll get wide open. Look. He's just standing there. Misdirection. Behind the back, he's stunned. I'm wide open now. Me personally, if I was him, I'd have been pissed, because that's not fair. But right here, we back to it. He gets clipped on the screen. He falls. My defender helps off the slip. I get wide open. Man, I don't know what else to say. You see what's going on. Playmaking, boom, screen. By the fourth quarter, I have 23 points, 10 assists, as you guys can see, 4 rebounds. And right here, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna really go for 40. Like, I already said it earlier, I might as well really try and do it. I got takeover off the rip. I'm pulling from the logo. I know they're not really gonna step out there. I get another 3. Right here, you can see behind the back, I'm using the screen, double cross. Ooh, right here, I gotta break this down. This is what I'm talking about with the help that they got to do. Right here with this possession, I want you guys to know I wasn't planning on shooting a shot. Like, I already know that they're going to help on me. And as you can see, my shooting guard right here, he has takeover. So right here, I drive down to the mid-range to make him think like, oh, I'm going to shoot like a blinders mid-range shot. And I could see that his defender is playing him tight. So you could see right here, as he's playing him tight, he ends up overrunning. I don't know if he was trying to get contact on him or he was going for a leak out because he thought I was going to shoot. But whichever way he was going or trying to do, it ends up putting him in front of him. And like that, he's able to get a wide open spot up shot. So me doing things like that, it kind of just forces them to play the one-on-one game with me. And it keeps the other defenders away from helping too much on me. Because if they help too much, I'm going to dot it every time. But now I got 29 points, 11 assists with like a minute 40 left. You can see right here, I hit the behind the back into the L2 cancel into another behind the back. Right here, you're going to see, like, even right here, I'm shooting. I almost turned the ball over, but I'm shooting a shot that a lot of people on a different build, they're not going to shoot. Like, this build lets you be as confident to shoot stuff like that. You could see right here, I almost turned the ball over, but I know I have a step ahead of him once I get it back. And right here, it looks like he's able to get around me and get a contest, and he kind of is able to. And once he gets his hand up, the jump shot is just so high that I'm able to just shoot over the contest. I don't even have takeover yet. And you can see it's only 10% covered. Now at this point, I have 34. I'm just trying to beat the defender. I'm behind the back. He's into the screen. His contest is too late. I hit a 19% covered. Right here, I leaked out, and that's 40 points. This is the last possession. Now right here, you could just see I'm kind of just like, I'm just trolling, trying to get a clip right here. Right here, I really could have shot it, but I thought he was going to jump, and then I end up just shooting a crazy fadeaway, and I missed that. So as you can see, I end up finishing the game with an A+, 40 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals. 14 of 20. You see the numbers, bro. I ain't saying all that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But if you think this footage or any of the clips I'm showing is fabricated, you could go in the live stream and look for yourself. Both of these Pro-Am games was literally me playing right after coming off the stage, so I ain't know my timing or nothing, y'all. Be sure, make this build. I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't know what build to make and you want to be a guard, make this build to save yourself trouble. I'm telling y'all. Now, as far as the intro goes, you're probably wondering, how was I able to hit this heavily contested shot? When I would see clips like this, like on Twitter or YouTube, I would always think to myself, like, maybe it's just because of green machine. But when you look at this clip again, I'll run it back one more time. One thing you'll notice is I don't have any takeovers, so my stats aren't being raised at all. And another thing too is when I green this shot, if you look at the top right, green machine doesn't pop up. The only thing that pops up is catch and shoot and deadeye. And you can see right here, made shot is right here. If green machine was gonna pop up, it would have dragged this whole list down, but simply the made shot just disappears and no new badge pops up. Even with these next 3 clips I'm about to show you, these aren't contested shots, these are regular shots, but they're kind of like separation shots. Like, they're open, but it's kind of like those shots you have to make. Like, if you miss it, like, yourself and your teammates might think like, damn, maybe I could have got a better shot. Especially with how this game is and how inconsistent the timing can be at times, it's kind of hard to like remain confident and shoot certain shots that you feel like you could hit. Even with these shots, you could see I barely have takeover. Right here I have 5% takeover and I have 0 points, so I definitely don't have green machine. Like, these 3 shots that I shoot in these clips are literally with no takeover, so that means my stats aren't being brought up by shots that I made earlier. Like, I'm not even in rhythm to shoot a shot yet. I gotta gather. Oh my God. I ain't gonna lie, time that shit though. I definitely timed it. Even in the clip, you could hear me say that I gotta gather, but I definitely timed the jump shot. Like, it wasn't a BS shot in the sense of how I timed it. So there is a pure green window that you could always have, but it's just gonna be really hard to hit that. And the 2 things that are probably gonna impact that the most is your jump shot and the build itself. Since the build is 6'6", you're able to shoot over a lot more people, and the jump shot, most people already know about this base, but I'll be showing you guys my version of this jump shot. So now I'll be showing you guys 3 different jump shots, and I'll also be showing you my Sigs, like my dribble pull up and my dribble moves. So the first version of the jump shot I want to show you is the fastest one, and this is the first one I was using. It's T-Mac with Oscar and Sadiq Bey upper, and the blending is 35-65. 35 Oscar, 65 Sadiq Bey. And one thing you'll notice is at the bottom right, instead of an 87, it says an 85 for the mid-range or 3 ball. So basically when you add the upper, it starts to change like what the requirements are. But just in case, I'll say make sure your build has at least an 87 mid-range or 3 ball, just so that you're definitely able to get the T-Mac base, because even though it says 85 at the bottom, it still says 87 when you try to put on the base. So just in case, always put an 87 mid-range or 3 ball at least if you want this. For my second version, this is what I started using right after, and as you can see, it's Oscar and Tyrion Prince, 75 Oscar, 25 Tyrion Prince, and you can see the release speed went from an A+ to an A- at the bottom right. But with the 6'6" and the T-Mac jumper, like, the difference in release speed isn't nothing crazy. It's only probably like 1% of a difference, and that 1%, it doesn't really make the jump shot too much slower. It's just so that you're able to time the release a lot better. And now for the third jump shot, and the one that I'm currently using, this one right here has an A+ defensive immunity, and that jump shot is T-Mac with Oscar and Kobe Bryant upper, and it's 45 Oscar, 55 Kobe. You can see right here, so since I put the release speed that's at the bottom right down, since I let that go down, I'm like, I might as well try and get an A+ defensive immunity. So this is the jump shot that I was using in all of the clips I showed, this one right here. And the thing that I like about this jump shot is that the Kobe Bryant upper makes it a lot easier to see the visual cue. And also with this jump shot, I'm using push release timing. If you put this on and you use push release timing with it, I guarantee you'll definitely love this jump shot. So now for my Sigs and animations, for my pass style, I use none. For the dribble style, I use LeBron James, but another one that you can use is Pro. For my Sig size up, I'm using De'Aaron Fox. For those that don't know, Any build that can't get Steve Francis, De'Aaron Fox is a good alternative because it has like a quick crossover that you could use to change directions. For my regular breakdown combo, I put on Pro, and for my aggressive breakdown combo, I put on Jamal Murray. And the reason why I put these two on is because in order to do the regular breakdown, you flick your right stick up, and for the aggressive, you flick your right stick up while holding R2. So if you're in a combo and you accidentally do one of these moves, they're like quick and fast moves that you could easily combo out of, and it kind of like flows into your animations. So if you accidentally do it, it kind of looks like you did it on purpose to just like size up or to like bop your defender. For my escape moves, I use Kemba Walker, which you only need an 86 ball handle for, but you could also use Trae Young, which you only need a 92 ball handle for. For my combo moves, I use Tim Hardaway. For my crossover animation, I use De'Aaron Fox because it has that crossover animation right there. It's going to play again this right here. But if you don't want to use De'Aaron Fox, you could also use Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant has an animation similar to that, as you can see. For my behind the back animation, this is probably going to be the most important animation to put. I use Jamal Murray. This animation has like a really good standing behind the back that creates a lot of space from the defender. But if you don't want to use Jamal Murray, you could also use James Harden. It kind of has a similar standing behind the back, but it just doesn't create as much space, and it kind of goes a little bit more diagonal. If you don't want to use James Harden, you can also use Trae Young, especially if you're an ISO player. That little like behind the back right there, while he's like running down the court, you can do that, especially on the ISO, to like launch yourself closer to the basket and get a dunk. For your spin, I use Penny Hardaway. For my hesitation, I use Ja Morant. This is also an important animation to put because if you hold R2 and flick your right stick towards the ball hand and then run to that same side, you can do a speed boost with it. For my step back on a shorter guard, I would usually use Stephen Curry, but since I'm 6'6", I use John Wall. It has a pretty good snatchback animation. For my triple threat style, I use Kobe Bryant. And for my park flashy pass, I use none. Now for my free throw, I use Kobe. My layup style is default small right now, but in the clips, they were on default swing. I switched to default small because I noticed that they have better floater animations. For my dribble pull up, I'm using Pro 2. And the most important thing about when you use Pro 2 is that you want to be holding R2 when you're doing your fadeaway or pull up animations. For my spin jumper, I use Pro, but you could also use normal because it has this good spin jumper animation right here, but I don't really do spin jumpers, so you could use either or. For hop jumper, I have on Jason Tatum, but again, I don't really do hop jumpers, so you could put whatever you feel like is best for you. For post fade, I have on Pro 2, post hook, post hop shot normal, and for my motion style, I have on Kawhi Leonard. And the last thing I want to show is my dunk style. My build only has a 36 driving dunk and 45 standing dunk, so I have on the 1 foot and 2 foot rim grazers, and I have on the regular standing dunks. If you go with a 36 driving dunk and 45 standing dunk, remember to put on your dunk animations, or else you're not going to be able to get them. Now I'll be showing you 3 different builds. The first one will be my first 6'6" build that has a lot better shooting. The second build will be my current build that I'm using right now with a lot more defense. And the third build I'm going to show you is like a template build with like my minimum recommendations for each stat. So for my first 6'6" build, I went with the 6'6" height, max weight at 230, and then I went with a wingspan of 6'6". So the first thing you want to do is you want to max out the 3-point shot to a 94, and then you want to put your mid-range all the way up to a 98 so that you get all of these Hall of Fame badges. You get Hall of Fame blinders, dead eye, catch and shoot, every single badge here except for whistle. After that, you want to put your ball handle to a 93 so that you get gold killer combos and Hall of Fame ankle breaker, and I put my speed with ball to a 83. And then I put my pass accuracy to a 77. Now for the perimeter defense, I went up to 85, and then I put my strength up to a 52, so you'll be able to get silver clamps. You only need a 50, but my build has a 52. You want to max out the stamina. You also want to max out the speed. I went with 88 speed so that I could be a little bit faster on defense and on the fast break. But to be honest, with the 88 speed and the 85 perimeter defense, the defense isn't nothing too crazy, to be honest. And then the last thing you want to put right here is you want to put the free throw to a 75, and this is the very first build I made. Now the build is really good for shooting, but to be honest, if you're not able to shoot, it kind of makes no sense of making this build. Like the mid-range, don't get me wrong, is a bailout, but if you're having trouble timing your shot, you're gonna feel like the build is a waste, and you also have no steal. I probably say around 2-3 weeks ago, I kind of came to the decision, like, all my builds, I want them to have at least like a 89 to a 91 steal, so I could always have gold interceptor. So now for the second build, which is the current build that I'm using and the one you've seen in all of these clips, you want to go 6'6", max weight again at 230, but you want to go with a 6'8" wingspan. Once you get here, you want to max out your 3-ball to a 92. You want to put the free throw to a 71. Then put the ball handle to a 92. And you want to put the speed ball to an 83. After you do that, you want to put the pass accuracy to a 77, just like the last build. After that, this is where the defense comes in. First, you want to put perimeter defense to a 93, and then you want to put the steal to a 91. After you do that, you want to max out the speed and then put your acceleration to a 77 and max out the stamina and put the strength to a 55. So with this, you get gold clamps, Hall of Fame 94 feet, Hall of Fame off-ball pass, and the rest of these gold badges. And you especially get gold fast feet, and that's why I went with a 77 Excel. Most people's 6'6" builds either have 73 acceleration or 71 because they plan on just playing, like, you know, the 2 guard and not guarding ball. But if you go with the 77 Excel, you get gold fast feet now, and you could play as a lockdown. Also for the defense, you want to put a 50 interior defense. To be honest about the 50 interior defense, like, it's decent. Say like you bump somebody and they only have like 2 or 1 adrenaline bars left, they're gonna miss on you, but you're still able to get laid because this is not an extremely like high interior defense. It's mainly your height that's gonna be doing most of the interior contests more than the stat itself. Once you put this, the last thing you want to put is you want to go with a 36 driving dunk and a 45 standing dunk. Now I already know this is the one thing that might steer a lot of people away from making my specific build, which I understand. So now I'm going to show you guys a template build with better finishing that you guys can make instead. Now for the template build, or what I would recommend you guys, again, go 6'6" on the height, max weight 230, and you could go 6'8" on the wingspan. Right here is the template build with all the minimum stat requirements I think you guys should put on the build. I already know some people have a different play style than me. You probably play with a lock all the time, so playing on ball defense doesn't really matter as much to you. So with that, you could go down on the perimeter defense to a 75 and get bronze clamps. You could even go lower to a 70, but even so, with going down on the perimeter defense, you're now able to get a higher dunk rating. With the 73 standing dunk, you can now get bronze fast twitch and bronze rise up. So you're gonna get the standing dunk animation a lot more than I do, since I only have a 45 standing dunk. And as far as the driving dunk goes, I put a 73 for the bronze posterizer. Now some people say they've been using like 55 driving dunk and they get dunks a lot when they're wide open. Me personally, I don't know. So I would suggest just putting whatever your personal preferences or what you think works the best for you. You have a couple of options you could do with the rest of the points that you could put here. You could even put your mid-range up to an 84, so now you could get gold midi magician. You could also max out your speed, or you could even as well like put your pass accuracy up all the way up, probably to like 86. You could probably finesse this a little bit so you could get 87 for bailout. But whatever your personal preference is, you could do that. This is just a template I want to put here for you guys, and you could just tweak it to your own playstyle. But if you do decide to make a build like mine with the 93 or 94 perimeter defense, be sure to check out my last video on the 94 feet badge and how to get more bumps as an on-board defender.